knew there was something wrong with my audio, and I mean, I had my mic muted, but I could still see that there was not very high decibels, so, you know, I figured it out. One of those big brain individuals. Yeah, I think we're ready to get started. Let's just post on that platform that we're starting in case that actually matters to anyone. See what happens. Our iterator for a binary search tree in Rust today. We just might actually finish it. Nice. Oh no, there's a lot more mic buzz than usual. Alright, I'm gonna try to fix this. Or maybe it's just that my volume's up. I think that's actually what it was. I don't know, it's a little bit higher. I'm gonna try to fix it real quick. Okay, that's much better, but somehow my system stopped choosing Scarlet as my output. Let's see. No, VLC just stopped outputting. That's weird. Huh. Why would that have happened? Let me try. I'm gonna just try disconnecting my Scarlet and reconnecting it. We'll figure this out. That's that. Now let's try playing on VLC again. No. Weird. Change the song and it works. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. I think we're actually ready. Hey, Purplish. First. You got it. Yeah. The first 10 minutes of my stream is usually me just like going through all different boomer skill issues with like technology, so you know, that's how it goes. I think I finally got through it. Okay, so now that we did that, we can take our starting soon off, and let's get rid of the whole Twitter thing. And here we are. Oh, I'm really tired of seeing this code 55% faster with GitHub Copilot. We're gonna nix that. We're gonna little CTRE on that right now. There you go. don't have to see that again until they change where they put it. Nice. I think we're ready to finish our iterator. Just refresh this. Should be good. If Copilot was smarter, it would change immediately. Exactly. It's funny. Oh, I didn't do the proper ASMR thing. What? Why is my Twitch stream manager being dumb? Hold on. It's the only problem with the whole auto switch scene is when I click on my browser that's not in view. Okay, there we go. We're back. Yeah, that would be funny. I don't know, I haven't got into it yet. I mean, I haven't even really needed an LSP to do most of what I've done, like day to day. So then, like, I feel like adding Copilot when I'm not even really using an LSP in general just feels even, I know it's like it's different purposes, but like it feels kind of silly. But I know people have made it part of their workflow and code 55% faster, you know. I don't know. Not sold on it yet. Yeah, that's not surprising. I just feel like when I'm in a flow, but I don't know. It's definitely about like getting into. Yeah. I think that's totally fair. If you're working in, I mean, it kind of goes both ways though, right? Because if you're working in like TypeScript, say you're doing like React with TypeScript, like it's really popular, but that also means the amount of shit code that's out there is just like exponential, right? Yeah, I tried to think of the worst example I possibly could. And I apologize for the trauma that I have caused you by saying the word you are doing TypeScript and React. I apologize. Cool. Let's see. So I think we actually got our iterator set up the way that I can actually do it. Like in a way that might actually work. So that's nice. So we have our reference to, music's a little loud in my ears. Yeah. Yeah, I somehow bypassed the whole React bullet. I guess it's by pivoting to the back end fairly, like right around that time. And so when React became like the you know, when React kind of won the world, I was already mostly out of front end. So I don't know. So I just never had to learn it really. We have React apps at work, I just don't really have to touch them. Like I have to do a dependency upgrade this month on our front end apps because there's no one else to do it. But that's not hard, hopefully. Well, actually what I said is like, I can bump these versions. I was like, I can bump these versions, you know, in the package JSONs. And I was like, but if there's any problems on the JavaScript side of things, I mean, it's TypeScript, but you know, If there's any problems on all these apps, you're gonna have to find someone else to fix them, because I'm not going to. I'm such a pain in the ass sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind jumping into certain parts of like a front end thing, but I am like somewhat coddled in the sense that I don't have to. So there's that. Impl iterator for BST iterator. We have our next, right, this is where we left off. Check if right, then right.leftmost, else right. Go up stack to do actually update the stack. Right, that's where I messed up. So what I was trying to decide is whether I want this to be to actually take that current, or to take that back and just update the stack as it goes along. I think that's what I decided I wanted to do. So let's just do that. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna say let mute stack equals vec new and then we're gonna say let current equals self.root.asref.map. Could have just copied that, but it doesn't matter. It's about as fast for me to type it. n.leftmost, and then we're actually just going to pass a mutable reference to our stack. So I think this is fine. And then all we have to do is say stack, satak. It's kind of like Satan. All right. And current. Okay. So that looks good, except that of course our leftmost is now broken because I'm passing a vec, and right now it's not thinking that it should take a vec. So let's change that. And mute vec of t. And then, oh yeah, it might help if I actually called it something. Let's call it a vec. No, we'll call it the stack. That makes sense. Stack. Okay. That looks fine. And stack. And it should say something like, this doesn't actually have to be mutable. It didn't, which means we might have another issue. Let's see where that is. Yep. Expected vec of box node t found vec of t. Oh yeah, no, that's totally wrong. It's not a vec of t. It is a vec of box node t. My fault. Nice. Okay, that looks good. Very cool. We've got self.left and .leftmost stack, and now all we need to do is actually push onto the stack. So if we have something on the left, then we want to push a reference to self. So that might actually change a little bit what we have, but that's fine. Let's try this. So we're just gonna say stack push self, and it should get a type error that's saying this is a reference and not the thing itself. Right, yeah, it's a ref to node T. So I could create a box out of it. I don't think that that is going to matter. I just have to think about, like, I could create a new box, but that's not really what I want to do, because then I have a box to a ref. I don't know. That's a little bit weird. I don't think I need to do that. For now, let's just try doing a ref to node T, and I'll have to change my type down there, of course. But we'll try that. So where are we at? 16. Yeah. So this is going to be the same lifetime as everything else. So that should be fine. Okay, so this looks okay. Let's see if we have any problems. We do. Okay, and that's because, right, we introduced a lifetime parameter. So let's think about this. The lifetime parameter does derive from self, because self is what we're pushing onto there. So that should be fine. So let's just go to 72. Go to A. And go here. And whoops. Okay. Nice. So that builds. We're getting a reference. Everybody's happy. So now we're actually pushing onto our stack as we go down. Yeah, cool. Sounds good, Purplish. Hope it goes well. Hey, Alvi. Thanks for the follow. I just took a bite. You want a bite? Yeah. Might be a little bit hard. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. We're working on our binary search tree. It's basically done. We're just working on the iterator implementation right now. So that's what's going on. Let me know if you have any questions or you want to see anything. Yeah, data structure, binary search tree. So we've been doing all sorts of data structures. Am I learning? Well, yeah, I think so. So I've been in the industry like 10 years, professionally, getting paid to write software. I don't have a CS degree. You know, like I've used data structures. I understand some just from like industry use, if you will. I've studied some here and there over the last 10 years. Yeah, I was a little rusty on some things and felt like I could just use some deeper understanding of data structures. And then I'm also trying to learn Rust. This is Rust. So, hey, I just happened to answer your question. I'm also learning Rust. So I thought this was a great way to do both at the same time. Kind of brush up on data structures, learn some more advanced Rust concepts and syntax, all that kind of stuff. And that's what we've been doing. So we've done quite a few already. You can check them out on GitHub, and that's where we're at so far. And I can show you in a second. And then the VODs are on Twitch, but I also have them on YouTube, which is the beginning of the playlist. So far, we have done, let's see, that's 7. Including the one we're working on right now, which is our binary search tree. So yeah, it's been fun learning a lot of the ins and outs on how we would do this in Rust. It's not the easiest language to implement data structures in, that's for sure. So it's been an adventure for sure. So yeah, thanks for asking. What are you into? Language-wise, or student, or working, or any of those things, if you feel like answering. Nice. Yeah, I started on the front end, and just ended up basically got a front-end job. Within a month it was a full stack job. And then found out that I just really liked the back end. So that's kind of how I started. And then that was my first job, and 10 years ago or so. Did some full stack work before then, mostly just JS full stack stuff. And then about 5 years ago, I got a job actually as a back-end engineer, which I was very excited about. So now I just have to focus on the back end. I don't have to think about the front end at all, which for me is nice. And just write Clojure, which isn't the worst thing to write. So yeah, welcome. I mean, you use data structures. At this point, you use data structures everywhere, right? Whether it's front end or back end. So front ends aren't the simplest things anymore. Only array and objects. Yeah, I mean, it's also about like the way you use it, though, right? The way that stacks are used. Under the hood, of course, React is using all sorts of things. If you're using React, I'm just assuming, but since that's the norm these days. But yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, nice. That's cool, man. That's cool. Get paid. I'm a fan of getting paid. React is a key way to get paid these days. Yep, nice. Yeah, It's great. It's great. React query, I don't even know what that is. That's how disconnected I am from all of that. Pretty funny. Yeah. Good times. Okay. So right now we're deciding what our next current is, and I kind of wrote out the basic logic of what we're gonna do. We created a stack, which is nice. It actually has values. Oh, I'm the seniorist developer. Yeah, I mean, titles are titles. I think that is my current title. Has been for a while. But yeah. I am considered a senior developer according to my job title. A senior software engineer. So yeah. It's good. I don't know, if I was to get if I was to like apply to jobs, I'd probably be applying, depending on company and stack and everything, I'd be applying more at the senior or staff level at this point in my career. So yeah, I'm basically exclusively back end, like 99% of the time. I literally, if you gave me a React app and you said you need to go make this change, like, I'm not saying I couldn't figure it out, of course, like I know how to figure out things, but I would be starting from like square one of like, how do I figure this out? Like, I probably remember enough TypeScript to write the language, but outside of that, and syntax even in TypeScript has changed so much since I stopped writing it. So and JavaScript. So yeah, pretty funny. So I'm kind of blissfully ignorant of a lot of the front end stuff at this point, which is why I'm kind of, you know, a classic HTMX optimist. I haven't used it or anything, so I'm not saying, oh, it's great, but it's like, oh, you mean I could actually, like, if I really needed to develop a UI, I can just do it without writing any JavaScript? This sounds amazing. You know, it's a very, very back-end engineer perspective. Let's see. So let's just do what our comment says. How about that? Check if right, then right.leftmost, else right. Okay. So let's just start with some ugly code, and we can try to make it better as time goes on. We'll say n.right.asRef.isSum. Because we already know we're at our leftmost. That's why I don't really have to think about that. Okay. So if that is sum, then we can actually just set our current to... I already hate this because I know I can make this nicer. Okay. I think I'm what that's telling me is I'm finally getting comfortable enough with the syntax where I don't need to do this in multiple steps anymore, which is it's a good feeling. So here we're gonna say sum r equals n.right.asRef. Very cool. We have a box node t, and our current is an option ref node t. Okay, that should be fine. So then we're just gonna say r.leftmost and pass it our stack, which is and mute self.stack. all of them. I know all of the languages. No, I'm sorry. I always do cheeky responses. I'll answer that question in a second. I just said that also because recently on Twitch, there's somebody in chat, like on another stream. It wasn't this stream, but somebody in chat was like, "Do you know all the programming languages?" And I was like, "That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome that you'd actually even think of asking that question." But yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay. Else self.current. Right. Else we need to go up the stack. Right. So that's where go up the stack is. I'm not going to write that yet. Whoops. I haven't done assembly yet. You can actually write assembly in Rust, which is pretty funny. Yeah, Rust, I would say syntactically, a lot of Rust is pretty similar to like C++, like the way that its basic structure. Of course, it borrows a lot of things from other C languages, C-based or C-style languages, which JavaScript, of course, is also kind of has that basic C-style syntax. You have a function, you have a name, you have parentheses for your parameters, you have a curly brace that represents your block of logic, that sort of thing. But no, like actually learning assembly, that'd be cool. I was watching Soding code assembly, when he was going through that. That was fun. I mean, how many languages I know is a hard question to answer, because let's see. How many languages have I written code in? Like, I don't know, 10 maybe? Probably 10 languages that I've written more than 10 lines of code in. How many languages have like I purposely learned? Probably more like 5. I'd say probably close to that. Clojure, JavaScript, Java, Haskell, Rust. Those are probably the main languages I've tried to learn. If you want to include TypeScript as a separate language, then I guess that makes it 6, right? But like I've written Python, I can write PHP if I have to. I mean, when you know enough languages in general, you can mostly read, especially from different families. Like if you know a Lisp and you know a meta language, an ML, which is like Haskell or Camel, you can, for the most part, read code in just about, not quite any language, but quite a few languages, All right. So let's see why the compiler hates me here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a type error. Expected option binary search tree node T found a node T. Okay, perfect. So all we have to do then is wrap that in a sum. So it's just that it's expecting an optional and wasn't getting one. Nice. That we can do. Okay, so if there's nothing at the right, then we know we finished going through this node, this part of the tree, and we can go up to its parent. So we're just going to go up 1. If we did this correctly, going up 1 should be just the thing that's at the end of our stack. So if we just say, might be able to get away with this. Let's see. What is current? It's option and a node T. Yeah, this actually will be really nice. So we should be able to get away with just saying self.current sum oh right, there is one more case, and that's if we're at our root node. So I'll have to figure that out in a second, but this won't be hard. Okay. Sum stack dot pop. And pop probably actually returns an optional. At least it should. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we don't even need the sum, and this will be even nicer because we don't even have to check for our root case because we already have a check for if self.current is none. So we can just say pop from the stack from self.current. Let's just do this and say to do return value for now. So we remember that that is the thing that we haven't done yet. And let's build it. That looks good. And this is the part where I always get a little bit confused. And that's because for iterators, I've only done one other iterator implementation. Let's look, like it's a very different data structure, but we did an iterator for a ring buffer. Okay, I did do a reference to T. For some reason, I thought that I had to return a T itself. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. Okay, awesome. So in that case, we can get, we don't have to worry about any of this because all we're gonna do is say this is an and a T. Yay. And in that case, we can return a V. Now, since this comes from self, I wonder if I can actually get rid of that, or if I do need... Ooh, that's interesting. Let's just try taking off the lifetime parameter for a second. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make me put it back, but I just want to think about it. Yeah, okay. Explicit lifetime needed. Okay, so then it just has to say, well, how am I gonna get this? And I'm pretty sure how I'm going to do it is by passing this. Nope. Okay, so let's think about this before we look at the compiler suggestion. See if we can actually learn something. Oh yeah, it's much simpler than that. I want T to have the lifetime of A, and T is right here, and so I should, I think, no, that's not it either. Dang it, I really thought I had it. Okay, I thought that I could specify the lifetime there. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, I tried. I tried to do it without just looking at the actual type. All right, I'm at the compiler error. Expected enum option and at found reference. Oh my god, it's much simpler than both of those things. It's just that I'm returning a value instead of the actual optional. Silly me. Silly me. Alright, we're compiling. That's a good first step. Now we're going to see if our implementation actually works. Yeah, this is actually really nice. It's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the hard, ugly stuff is, I mean, the lifetime parameters are probably pretty foreign to people, but like not used to Rust. But for the most part, it's not bad. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. All right, give me 1 second. Sweet. Don't need this comment anymore. Let's see. We can delete all these comments. Just doing some cleanup anymore for now. Okay, this looks okay. Let's do a test of our iterator. See if it works or not. We know from vec works. We know traverse works. All right, let's just put it at the top. It's easier for scrolling purposes. Iterator works. Did too many carrots. Not carrots, right arrows. All right. I think actually I'm going to use the exact same thing here and create the same structure because that will make it obvious. Don't have to do any thinking. So let's just do that. And basically, what? I didn't mean to do one up. Obviously I did it somehow. Yeah, how do I want to test this? 900, 800. I guess I can just do an iter collect to vec. Yeah, that's not bad. We can do that. BST dot iter dot collect. Use my LSP here if it will actually help me. Look how slow that is. Maybe it already finished because there's only one thing. Okay, what does collect do? Let me just make sure I understand. Collect where B from iterator self item self sized. Okay. So we're just going to do a collect, and then maybe if we just say let v vec and t equals this. Oh yeah, it's not and t, duh. It's usize. Okay, looks fine. And then we can actually just copy this. Not what I meant to do. And just in case it fails, let's debug print rvec before it. I mean our BST. Debug BST. Okay. And here we can get rid of all this and just replace it with V. Oh right, this is vec and usize. How do I want to do this? Can I just do like an as ref like this? That would be nice. No, doesn't work that way. Maybe I can't do a do something off of the macro. That might be what the problem is. To own concat join connect align to into box slice. Hey.
Do you know where Uno is?
Uno. It's probably in there. It should be in with like where the cards are. Okay. All right. Well, girl. Yeah, I was thinking it was in your closet or in one of your bags. Oh, yeah. Weird. I'm sorry. Yeah. This isn't giving me what I want. It does have an as ref, but that just gives me a ref to the vec, not a ref to the inner values. Yeah, okay. I wonder if there's a nice way to do that. Let's look. We'll ask GPT. Why not? Come on, come on. No, there we go. That's what I wanted. All right. What am I asking GPT? Oh yeah. how I could get, how can I get a vec of values to a vec of references in Rust? Oh, that makes sense. You just do a values.iter.collect. That's smart. That's smart. I should have thought of that. I wonder if we can just do this. Will it just like know what I want? Probably not. It seems like it wants me to specify a type to collect it to, and now this is getting unwieldy. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say delete to 0. Nope. Not what I meant to do, but that's okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh gosh, I'm changing it on the wrong side. I'm dumb. That's the problem with making your tests look identical. There we go. I'm supposed to be up here. Hey, Allison. How's it going? Welcome in. We finished our iterator implementation. Maybe. Now we're testing it. For our binary search tree. So we'll see if this works or not. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So let's just say let vec what's a good word for like the right value on a test? Let expected. I knew it. I knew I'd remember what it's called. Oh my goodness. Is it that obvious I haven't written tests in a while for production applications? Okay. This is annoying. Let's just do this. And I'll retype my equal sign. Oh gosh, I did it. I did a space enter mix-up. Backstory to that I'm not going to bother going through. Okay. So we will collect this and then okay. Right. Now you just want to type unexpected so it knows what we're collecting it into. And this is just going to be just like the V above, a vec usize, vec ref usize. Huh. These are new. Cannot move out of BST because it is borrowed. Oh, it's just because I fixed my types. I was like, what do you mean? But this isn't even borrowing out of the... oh, I see, right, yeah. It's because I borrowed it here, and then I was moving it here. Oh, goodness. Silly me. Is it gonna want me to put this in different places because I'm trying to call the macro and then going right here? Temporary value dropped while borrowed. Okay, that's fine. Yep, it just wants me to do that. That's fine. Let's do it this way. We're gonna go there, up, paste. I can shadow, right? So I can just do expected dot. Well, I didn't need that. Okay. That looks pretty good. And now the moment of truth, whether it actually tests. I would be, wow. First try. First try. That is a literal first try. Now, granted, you know, when you're writing Rust, you get a lot of compiler help, but I'm still pretty freaking pleased with that. That's not so bad. Not so bad. Let me make sure my test just doesn't have a problem. I don't think so. We have our V. We did our iter.collect. We have our expected. Yeah, it looks good. Sick. Hey, that's pretty awesome. I did not think that I would be able to get that done so quickly. Which is a little bit silly to say, because I've been working on the iterator for a while and then stopping and then going back to it, but I'm happy with how that logic turned out. Once you get the leftmost method taken care of and the idea of putting everything on the stack, everything else is pretty darn simple. Let me commit it and then we'll just walk through it, how it works. BST, iterator, BST, iterator, that's good enough for me. Smashed that iterator. All right. Okay, so there's a couple steps to getting an iterator working on a custom type in Rust. The first step is that you need to have an iter method on your actual type. So this iter method is on our binary search tree. And essentially, when you call that iter method, usually what you're going to do is construct a new type, in this case the BST iterator type, which is a struct that I've defined down here, from values in your type, so in the binary search tree. So the values that we need in order to keep track of everything is the stack, and actually I don't use the root at all. I just realized I don't even use the root. I don't use it at all. I don't need it. I forgot that it's because I changed the implementation earlier. Just run those tests. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, that's it. Just deleting lines in the blink of an eye. That's the power of DD, no doubt. Not gonna make D jokes. Okay, moving on. I'm old enough to not make D jokes. Okay. Yeah, so let mute stack equals vec new, let current. Yeah, so basically all we need is the stack and the current node in this case. So originally I was going to calculate the current like inside of my next implementation, but I decided to just move it up here. The only part of this that isn't very ideal is that I'm doing work in this iter in order to calculate my first current. I don't know how non-idiomatic it is. I'm not really sure, but it was the way to make this not too ugly. If you had the problem with that is if you had like a very large tree, calling iter on it should be nearly free, and in this case it's not. In this case, calling iter is an O-log-in operation, and that is probably not idiomatic, I would imagine. What we could do is, and this is what I started out with but was too ugly for me, we could actually write this out. That's a nice idea. Okay. This is O log n. Because we're calculating current. I mean, this isn't really a doc string as much as a implementation detail, so let's take the doc string off. This is O log n because we're calculating current in the iter little, oh, that's what happened. Hit a layer mode on my keyboard in the iter method. The first node to produce, that's what I should say, in the iter method. Okay. Yeah. If we wanted to make this more efficient, that's Emacs lag. That's real, by the way. Let's see if it ever catches up with my writing. Oh no, did we? Okay, that's literally how long it took for me. It's not just like a weird stream thing. Okay, if we wanted to make this more efficient, I really need to recompile this. Yeah. That's my problem, Nightshade. I should just be using Nano. That would fix all of my problems. Oh man. Emacs to Nano, when? If we wanted to make this more efficient, we could add, yeah, I mean the pinky issue is real, but that's why we're on evil mode, you know? That's why we're on evil mode. But I did spend 5 years not on evil mode, so, you know, somehow my pinky, it's still there. It's a real one. Nice pinky reveal. That's what that was. Should have linked that to to channel. That was, my camera is flipped. Yeah, my camera's flipped. I had a reason for flipping my camera. Now I don't remember what that was. Oh yeah, it's because if I'm looking at it, if I'm looking at the image of myself, it's too confusing for me to say, oh, look over here. I don't know why I would do that. I have done it a few times, like if the dog is here or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, over on this side. Like, it's just too confusing for me. That's why I flip it. So I can look at myself and understand myself, because apparently I'm looking at myself while talking. That's not a bad idea at all. We could add root and initial fields. Why did I not just make this a block comment? Real reason? We don't have block comments in Clojure. And so I'm just not used to having to do that. We just have multi-line. Yeah, we just write. We don't have multi-line comments at all. We just keep writing things. All right. There we go. Okay. And we're back. If we wanted to make this more efficient, we could add root and initial fields. Really, it doesn't do that for me. It's kind of annoying. To our BST iterator. I should say if we wanted to make this zero cost. Basically, it's zero cost if we do this. But I feel like it's close enough. I'm mostly writing this for myself and for the well-actuallys of the world. We could add root and initial fields to our BST iterator and calculate the first current in the first call of next. Okay. Wait for Emacs to catch up to that. It usually does eventually. And we'll save and commit that. Hey, it did it. Wow. Amazing. I'm like the worst person. Like, all the people that use Emacs are so mad at me for doing this, because it's partly like my own problem of not. I need to recompile Emacs with this performance flag, and I just haven't done it yet. And then I just complain about it all the time. And then they're just like, you know, you're making it look so bad. All right. Nicer stuff. Yeah. How about that for a commit message? All right. Awesome. Okay, so what we were doing is going over how the iterator works. And I got distracted by the fact that this isn't as, like, nice or efficient as it could be. You've been playing with the list from the CRD-TS crate, and you've determined it's better than having maybe a single list where xy equals I modulo size, comma, I divided by size, instead of a 2D list xy for the CRD-T to work. Huh. Very cool. I like it. Yeah. Neat. Yeah, it is. It is hard. I don't remember. Did you ever tell me, Gio, what you're trying to build with all that? You might have, and I might have forgot. So yeah, all we need is our stack and our current, with this one caveat that means we're calculating our first current in our iter method. So the problem with that is, like, if somebody wasn't going to do anything and they just called iter, but they ended up not doing anything with it, first of all, they're bad people, but also that would be inefficient on my part. And then yeah, our actual iterator implementation is pretty simple. So it's just when we call next, we're going to look if there is a sum value in self.current. If there is, we're going to get a reference to that value. We then look if there is a sum value in the right branch of current, and if there is, then we travel down that right branch on the left side of the right. So we go down one right and then all the way to the left, because that's going to be our min value. There we go. Scion Twitch, you redeemed that third. You got it. You're getting internet famous. It's coming. See, you know, it's important. So it's what life is about. Yeah, so we go down right one, and then if the right has left children, we go all the way down. Yeah, I haven't checked it in a while. We should open it. That'd be funny. To get that min value on the left branch. And of course, this is where it breaks down, because to you guys, when I say it's on the left branch, does it look like I'm saying it's on the right branch? It might. It might actually. I didn't even think about that. Let's see. So that you would, I don't know. Yeah, that's funny. People just think that I don't know my side from the right side. But yeah. Right. And r.leftmost, the leftmost method does most of the work. Look at that real quick. It's still pretty darn simple. It's a simple recursive function. It takes our stack, and if there is something on the left, then it pushes self onto the stack, and then it goes down again. And so that way our stack represents everything, all of our parents, how far we've traversed down the tree, and then when there is no more left, it just returns self. So that's how that works. Simple recursion, very nice. And then if there isn't anything on the right, then we're just going to go up, right? We're going to go to the parent. So let's just go to this real quick. So if I was recursing here, V01D01, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So if we were here and we were starting our iter, our first current would be 1. And after we gave the 1, we would say, okay, we already know it's the leftmost, because that's what we do to begin with. We say, oh, there's nobody on the right, so we need to go up to this 4. And so this 4 is in our stack, and so we just have to pop it off. So yeah, pretty nice. And once we set our self.current, which will be our next value that we yield, then we can yield our current value. And that's it. And if there's no self.current, our base case, we return none. And if this was empty, we would also return none. So that would work. Nice. So that's our iterator. It went pretty well. There was something I wanted to do that I was reading about, like another trait that I wanted to implement on binary search tree, and now I'm forgetting what it is. I mean, what would be really cool is if we could implement like an actually nice debug print that like showed the tree structure, but I think that would be annoyingly tedious. So I don't know if I really want to do that. Let me think. Yeah, I think I would be too annoyed to do that. I don't like tedious things. I don't like grinding. One second. I know I can do it, Geo, but do I want to do it? Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be a breadth first search. Okay, well, you saying you framing it as breadth first search, it does make it seem less annoying, because I already have the code written for traversal, and to change that to a breadth first search would not be that hard. Oh goodness. Is this what I want to do? Nightshade coming in with the extremely helpful comments, always. My favorite Nightshade moment, actually, I mean, you know, of recent past, at least from this stream, is when we raided Raimu, and I wasn't even familiar with Raimu at the time, but you know, like, Raimu's a little bit older guy, and the first thing Nightshade does when I'm raiding this person that I didn't even, like, maybe I followed him, yeah, and I watched a little bit of his stream before, is he posts like this butt emote. And it's just like, yep, nice, okay, good deal. It was very funny. It was funny. And Raimu was just like, huh, okay. It threw him off a little bit. It just, man, you know, I don't like to grind, but Nightshade, he grinds on Twitch, making sure he's spreading the important comments and emotes. It's good stuff. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I know. What? Nightshade dude is in a stream that he's not a mod of? Yeah, he's actually just like a global Twitch mod. Oh god, yeah, I did. I saw that you wrote it, and then I forgot to actually look at it, Gio. I'm sorry. I'll look at it in a second. Yeah, Nightshade, global Twitch mod. He's got a... That would be so bad. Like, if you were a global Twitch mod... No, if you were a Twitch mod just on software and game development, like, that wouldn't be the worst thing. But, the the rest of the Twitch world, wow, that would be rough. Yeah, hard pass on everything else. I get that. Okay, so you're trying to build. Oh, it doesn't show on my. There we go. That's a little bit better. No cursing. What? I didn't know I had a no cursing. I don't remember doing that. Oh no. Oh, I do remember. I put it relatively high on purpose because I wanted to see if I could do it. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. You had too many points. That's points. It'll just burn a hole in your pocket if you leave them there. You might as well spend them. I don't think that's how that saying works, but that's okay. I'm trying to build a generic library in Rust for P2P syncing of a global state with user-defined actions that can edit the global state with user-defined action validation. Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like a relatively challenging problem space for sure. Yeah, so not really in code but more in concepts. Yeah, that's what I would guess. That's the hardest part of coding usually isn't the coding, right? It's like actually figuring out the like how you're going to do it to begin with. Like not in code but just like conceptually, right? Like working out all the details. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's cool. All right, posture check. I'm trying to keep my back straight. I don't know if it's the mic or what. Like in general, I have decent posture, but I think no cursing. Let's see. I think no cursing's harder because it would be a lot easier for me to forget. Where I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I implicitly apologize by other things that I say without apologizing. So there's that for sure. I mean, in some ways, me, like before, I had like I have like Rust n00bery in the title of like all my streams, you know? And before I had it like 4 different places, and Canadian confirmed. That's a hilarious comment. I'm surprisingly not Canadian, but I appreciate that you'd even consider me possibly not American. You know, that's a point for PM Walls. Yeah. So anyhow, I was just saying, like, basically by putting Rust n00bery, it's almost an apology as well. I mean, at some point, it's also like saying, "Hey, I don't know everything about Rust," but I had it in like 4 places when I first started. Lots of implicit apologizing so that I feel less bad about subjecting people to whatever it is that I'm trying to learn at the moment. Oh man. Let's see. Should we write out what debug should look like, even though I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it. But let's write out what it should look like at least. Oh yeah. Here I am again. Forgetting how to do a block comment. Debug. Basically, we should have root value, L, let's see how this would work. I guess that makes more sense. Instead of any space. Yeah, I actually like that better. 2, and then this is LL. LR. R. RL. R. Okay. So what does this actually look like? It means that we are visiting our parents before we're visiting their children. So it's really just a preorder traversal. Yeah. Okay. I guess that wouldn't be that hard. And then we just have to keep track of how many levels down we are, like what height it is. And we would just multiply our height by, let's see, we'd want, yeah, so then dash would just be multiplied by our height, the number of dashes that we would put in. All right, we can do this. I think we can do this. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we have an preorder traversal that is working. So let's go to our traversal. First of all, let me see what the state is. Did I push? I think I pushed my last thing. So all I should have here is debug. Nice. Great starting point. All right. So here's our regular traverse, which of course is taking a mutable self, which we will not need to do. And, but we will just copy this. Wrong way. I felt it wrong. Okay. And let's go down here, paste, and we're gonna say pre-order traverse. I mean, maybe I could do that. Sure. Pre-order traverse. And this is gonna take a reference to a self. And thus our mutable, our function mute is going to be a reference to t, and I don't think we'll need, I guess we can leave it as function mute in case we wanted to use this for something else. Yeah. Okay. Before we made this like simpler by not having to do some of this, but we'll have to change this a little bit. I think the way that we can do it, so right now we have all these takes, and of course that's not going to work. These are just options, so I should be able to say as ref, and that would give us a box node T, and then l.traversef should work. I think I won't need, oh wait, no, I forgot. That's because it's declared as function mute. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna just keep going and pretend that this isn't a thing. Expected a function mute closure, found F. Expected a closure with arguments and T, found a closure with arguments T. Huh. L dot, I mean, yeah, I guess. It's kind of weird though. Classic. It doesn't like that either. Let's just change more things before we spend too much time on this. Before we spend too much time on that. That's funny. Okay. Okay. That's better. Makes me feel a lot nicer. Yeah. Preorder traverse. Wait, why would you omit the E? I don't understand. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. That's really dumb. Let's just do this first. Hey, Hardrem, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're just working on a pre-order traversal of our binary search tree. We've already finished the basic binary search tree. We're mostly using a pre-order traversal right now because we want to get a nice debug print of our binary tree. Okay, nice. I was hoping that would be fairly easy. And if I actually remembered to change the method that I was calling inside on this recursion, then I would have been a lot less confused. Okay, so at this point, we shouldn't actually need to do the whole let write equals self.write.asRef because we're just dealing with references. So we can replace that, I am pretty darn sure, with this. And then all we should get is a little warning that we're not using write. Okay, and then before we forget, let's maybe actually do a pre-order traversal. Okay, that looks good. Let's see what the compiler thinks. Looks good. Okay, so that's our node implementation of preorder traverse. Now we can put it into wait, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to hit next. I kept hitting J and I'm like, why is it not going to the next thing? And I forgot to hit N. Nice. Okay, so now I'm thinking of what Gio said yesterday, where I really don't want people to use this function because it consumes self, and it would be confusing to call a function named traverse and for it to consume the actual object data structure. You know what I mean? Function preorder traverse. Treeverse. Yeah, that's true. I mean, come on, guys. Why don't we call it this? I mean, for a tree, why are we not calling it a treeverse, right? All right. Good joke. It's not that sort of tree. All right. Pre-order traverse. All right. And this is just going to take a y caret apparently. Wow, that was a mistype. And self. And a mute f. Where f function mute t and here. Okay. And I have to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. That's taken care of. All right. So then it's going to be exactly what it is up there. Except it's not a self.root.take. Nice try. As ref. I already forgot to call it the right thing. Hey, Scottish Trio, how's it going? Welcome. Hope your day's going well, or went well for your case, right? N dot pre-order traverse f. Okay. Expected a function mute, closure found F, expected a closure with arguments T. It's going pretty good. Yeah. We finished our basic binary search tree. I mean, we finished our basic binary search tree a while ago, but we finished our iterator today, so that was cool. That was exciting. Went pretty nicely. I was pretty happy with the result. Right now we're doing a pre-order traversal of our tree in order to get a nice debug print. So I needed a reason to do it, and I think with a debug print, it's a reasonable reason. So yeah. Why? Expected a function mute, and oh my gosh, it's just because I didn't change my type up here. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's the exercise ball. I was like, what is that huge black thing in the camera? I thought somehow I moved something, but it's just an exercise ball. We're good. You know, you never know. You never know with Halloween coming up. What sort of things might be lurking in the corner. Okay. No, I don't exercise. No, I have the exercise ball as a chair replacement. Helps me change my posture. So I go between desk chair, exercise ball, and standing. That's the idea. But I only recently got like a nice desk-mounted mic stand. Before I was using the stupid one in the back there. Like a normal floor mic stand. So until the last few days, like I don't know, maybe a week ago, I couldn't actually use anything else. I had to stay at one level, otherwise my mic wouldn't be in the right place. So yeah, nice to have that. Exercise my back. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I do actually exercise every day, but not using an exercise ball. Okay. If let sum and self.root in.preorder traverse f. That looks good. So now we just have to actually write our debug. So in order to write our own debug, we have to stop deriving debug. So let's just keep that like it is for now. Impl for t partial ord debug for binary search tree t. So I'm thinking maybe what I actually want, let's see. Well, that's what's hard. Like on a display print, you know, if I display printed node, I'd probably just want the value. On a debug print, because I was thinking, oh, I could impl debug for node and just print the value. But I kind of think it's more helpful on a debug print to basically do the same thing, except just starting at that one node, which, you know, would not be hard once we do this. So we'll just do the value access within here. Okay, so now my LSP, one of the few times I actually use it is for trade implementations to tell me what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so we have format, and we have to keep track impl display instead of debug. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because actually this is a little bit more display-like. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. If I did a debug print on my binary search tree. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? If I just implement for node and then derive debug for binary search tree, then it actually does everything that I want it to. I just realized that. Yeah, because then it's just root and then prints out this nice tree. That's not so bad. I don't hate that. Okay. I can leave preorder traverse on the, I think the preorder traverse is still nice to have on the public interface, right? But I just mean for our actual debug implementation, it's like, maybe I should just implement it for node. We'll just keep going for now. See what happens. Okay. So we're at format. And we need to keep track. Let's just write this out. Usually helps me. Keep track of what level we're at, right? And print dash dash times level. Okay. I think that's the main things that I care about. So the only thing that's... all right, and that's partly why I have a function mute. I can actually mutate what I pass in to the closure. Okay, cool. So let's just do let mute. We'll say level equals 0. And then we're just going to say self.preorder traverse. And then I know I'm going to forget. Don't I do something insane like this just to get the mutable reference to everything? I can look below, but it's something like that. Preorder traverse, and what we should get out of this traverse is the actual V, which is all we really care about. Yep, nice. And then we just print V. Obviously T has to be debug. Kinda forgot about that detail here. So T is debug. We do a preorder traverse. We have our V, and there's our closure. And then I'm gonna do this for now because it will make it easier for me. obviously I'm going to need to actually keep track of the string that I'm printing, like my result that I'm going to get. And I know F has all sorts of things that I'm not even thinking of, but that's okay. Okay, this isn't so bad. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's just say, I didn't really think about that. I just call, don't I just call the write macro? Is that the right one? It's been a while since I've done this. Writes formatted data into a buffer. Yes. The macro accepts a writer, a format string, and a list of arguments. Right, so I need to pass the writer in. So we're just going to call that W. I'll have to look at an example because I've never had to do this part before. And basically this is going to be prefix, which I will have to figure out my logic for, and then value, which I don't need to figure out my logic for. Okay, so we'll figure out the whole writer thing in a second, but let's figure out how to write our prefix. Let prefix equals, oh my gosh, typing issues, here we go. Let prefix equals, there's got to be something that I can say, do this many times. And I know there's probably something really obvious, but I'm just not remembering. But that's okay. Let's just look it up. All right, let's get a new chat. There's like a vec, isn't there like a vec syntax that I can do for that? How can I repeat a string n times in Rust? There's literally a repeat. Is GPT lying to me? This sounds a little too like lie-y. That sounds so much like a lie. Okay. Let's see. So we have dash dash dot. Does this really exist? I mean, it's awesome if it does, but it just sounds okay. No, it's a real thing. Oh man, that's funny. Now what I don't know is what is the behavior if we repeat 0. Oh man, it just sounded like something GPT would make up. Okay, so we have our prefix, we have our value, now we just need a writer, and that might actually be it. So let's look at how that works. I'm just going to look at docs on the write macro so I understand. Maybe they have a nice like probably exists here. Yeah. This macro accepts a writer, format string, and a list of arguments. Okay. So a writer could be vec new, binary test formatted arguments. Okay. I wonder, I don't know what's actually like more common. I guess we can just do a string. That's fine. Let's make sure we get a new line in there. And then index.html fill alignment. Okay. Let's see. The optional fill character in alignment is provided normally in conjunction with the width parameter. Okay, let's do this and then we'll look at that. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm gonna read it after I do this. It helps me just to continue my train of thought. Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks for the call out. It'll be cool. We can make it prettier. Okay. So let's do this, and then we have let mute s equals, we'll call it r, that for result is string new okay, and then we're gonna say level plus equals 1, and that's it. Should be all that we need. And then we should just return R. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll find out. Oh, I typed we instead of right. That's amazing. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, cool. So now it's saying, of course, like, you already have debug up here. Let's see if we have any other issues. Yep, of course we do. T doesn't implement stud format. Oh, pff. Silly me. I mean, that doesn't make sense to say debug print there. Love me some issues. Hey, smiling big. Yeah, we always got issues. When you write Rust, you just have to be unusually persistent and not letting issues get you down, right? Items from traits can only... Oh, okay, so then I need an IO write or format write. Yeah, that's fine. I wish... Let's see. What does it expect? Let's go back to docs. Stood IO right. Okay. All good. Yeah, exactly. So we pretend... No, I mean, I really like Rust. I just don't like to make as absolute statements as some people. But we like to pretend that we fix our issues with Rust earlier rather than later. Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. If I just do stood format right, I bet I can get the thing I want here. Is that right? Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, cool. So far I've liked it. I've been using Rust like maybe 3 months or so. You know, obviously not like full time, but yeah, it's been cool. Okay. So result stood format error. So I just need to say OK R. I think. Nope. Expected unit found string. Oh, it's not that I'm actually passing the string back. Is that right? No, that doesn't make sense. No, there's something else I'm working. I'm missing. So what is... Do you really just want an OK unit? Oh, that's confusing. Okay. So I think I'm just writing into the wrong buffer here. Like, I'm guessing there's some buffer I'm supposed to be writing into, and I'm not doing that. Let me look at my other debug thing, because that'll probably make it really obvious. What is it? Ring buffer? f.debug list. No, that's not it. I'm forgetting how to do this. Let's just look up a basic debug thing here. Probably this one. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think that's what's nice is even if people don't stick with Rust, and I don't know your background, obviously, Smiling Big, but I think a lot of times people assume that systems programming is not for them or using a low-level language, and that it's way too complicated or difficult or scary or whatever. And I think Rust is a nice way of, like, you know, that's kind of their whole shtick, right? Is to preach the accessibility of low-level programming to a larger audience than C or C++ would usually appeal to. And I think sometimes that just gives people a gateway into C or C++, if that's really what they want to do. I don't know how common that is, but I would say after using Rust for a few months, I feel a lot more confident that I could go into C or C++, neither of which I've really used, beyond, you know, toy examples. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just my own take, but yeah. But yeah, Haxflax, I mean, I do, of course, agree with you in general that, like, Rust, it does make you think about these problems. But I totally get what you're saying, Smiling Big, like, that it's like, you know, it's solving problems for you, but you're not sure what they're actually solving. Where if you're probably coming from C++ into Rust, then you're like, oh yeah, I know the problems that it's trying to solve for me, you know. Whether or not you want those problems to be solved is up to you, right? Like in the way that Rust solves them. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Smiling Big. I appreciate it, and appreciate the chats and the perspective. It's always interesting to hear how people are using things. Let's see. So then it's just using this. So there's something on F that I'm obviously supposed to be using, and I'm just like spacing on what I'm actually oh, there it is. It's just literally write F. But I don't know, can I just keep writing to F like over and over again? That's the part I'm not sure. about. So basically I don't need the string, and I should be able to, yeah, I can just keep writing to it. Okay, sick. That makes sense that that's the writer. Let's just delete this because obviously that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And let's see what you don't like about me now. Oh, unused result that must be used. Right. So then this is where I just need my little question mark operator. And that should take care of this. Except at this point, this is returning a result in my self.preorder traverse. And I'm going to have to either handle that or I can just unwrap and panic right here. Obviously, that's not ideal. So that means I need to do what I had thought about doing anyway, which is make a generic return on my preorder traversal. So right now I'm saying preorder traversal doesn't return anything, and I actually want to say it could return something. Okay, so then we just say it could return K. Why K? I don't know. That's what's in all the docs. Anybody have an idea of why they choose K for the generic representation of a function's return value? I would go like R for result, but K? I don't know. No idea. I don't get it, but it's fine. We'll just go with K. It doesn't really matter what the letter is in this case, especially. I think consistency is what matters. K. K. Like, maybe it just means okay, right? You know? Okay. So we did this. We have all of that. And instead of here, we should be able to get rid of this. Oh, actually, if we just return a result, let's see, how do I want to do this? This returns a result. I do want to do level plus equals 1. That's how I want to do it. Okay. It's just moving things around a little bit. I already used level, so I can go ahead and increment it. We can return the result there. And then on our preorder traverse, we should be able to use our question mark operator. No? You don't like me? Okay, let's go back to here and just see what the LSP says we're returning on preorder traverse. It doesn't tell me. Yeah, this is Emacs. I enjoy it. I have this thing that I need to do still, which is, I do use event bindings. Yeah, this is evil mode. I'm fairly new to evil mode. I used Emacs 5 years without it. I can't say like I was really good at using Emacs, but I mean I was efficient enough. I wasn't like an obvious one. The trait try is not implemented for a unit. Okay, so obviously this is not returning what I'm expecting. That's right. That's how Haxflax did it. Are you the one, Haxflax, that found me because you looked for an Emacs stream? I can't remember. Somebody did that. It might have been you. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, it was you. It's so good. It's pretty funny. You do tend to find, I mean, it's not a bad tag because you do tend to find some pretty interesting people using it. It's actually how we came across, yeah, that Haskell stream the other day that I like boffed the raid on, but yeah. What don't... Oh, what? Did it go away? Did I just not save? Was that really the problem? Are we building? Okay, yeah, we are building. And we don't need std format right because I didn't need a writer out of a string. Because this is already getting the formatter, which is the writer. Yeah, so that's one of the things is I am using the distributed. I'm on Mac right now. #workpace MacBook, and I use the distributed DMG file from the Emacs website, which is not recommended. If you want to, depending on what system you're on, if you're on Linux, it won't be a problem. A lot of binaries on Linux platforms are now actually have the flag with native compilation, which really improves performance on newer versions of Emacs. And I didn't do that. I didn't know about it, and it's because I was on an older version of Emacs and recently upgraded, and so I just didn't, you know, I'm not always plugged into all the forums and stuff. So that's one of my to-do items, is I need to reinstall it with native compilation, and it should actually improve. Improve the performance. So that's kind of. At least on Mac, I will say. So, am I running a daemon for it? No. I literally, I just open it like any other. I actually just open it like any other application. So it just installs directly. The difference between this and the other thing that will be nice if I do compile it with native compilation myself is I also don't have like the whole running Emacs in a terminal here. So this is like a native Mac OS window. Yeah, that makes sense, Axflex. I've heard similar things. I was on Strager's stream because, you know, Strager is like on an Emacs kick right now. He did it as like a sub goal, if I remember right. If you don't know, Strager is like a big one of the bigger coding streamers. Yeah, he didn't really sell it. Yeah, no, I get it. He's funny how he goes through things. I enjoyed watching him set up and everything, though. Yeah, that's definitely him. He's not a salesperson, that's for sure. But I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, there are some streamers that code. I don't know if I'd call them coding streamers. I'd say streamers that happen to code once in a while. Most of the time what happens, there's a certain threshold. So what happens is you start live coding, and then at some point you reach a certain viewership where you don't know how to code anymore, and all you can do is react to tech articles. So I'm not sure when that happens, but that does happen at some point. No, I'm just kidding. That's we'll see. No, I hope they enjoy that. Yeah, no more. Yeah. Prime, he doesn't even know how to code. He actually doesn't even know. He doesn't even know how to code at all. Yeah, that was like a several level meme there, right? Like it's like a meme of it's a meme of Twitch coding streamers, and then it's a meme of the people that say that Prime doesn't know how to code, without obviously ever watching him code on stream. Because when he does, you're just like, oh fuck, like this guy's pretty freaking good at coding. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm guessing, yeah, it really is. Like, you know, I'll say, yeah, I know, senior dev knowing how to code. I'll say, like, you know, I stream, well, whatever. In the last few months, you know, I started streaming, and I've rated a lot of people. And I've rated a lot of people that have, of course, well, basically everybody in software development has less viewership than Prime. But, you know, between rating Prime and rating other people, like the amount of good-naturedness and just like, I forgot, class, that's the word, that Prime showed when I rated him with 6 people. You know, well, I was like, wow, I did not expect that. He was like really, really cool about it. And some people are just like, I've rated some people and they just be like, 6 people, like, okay, like, and they've just been like actual assholes about it, which is pretty funny. So it kind of shows like the difference between people's character, in my opinion. But yeah, pretty funny. It's just so stupid. Yeah, you need at least 100. Like, I don't know. You know what's funny is, like, I find the people with more viewers tend to, like, actually a lot of viewers, they tend to not be like that, from what I've seen. But like, there's people that have like 45 viewers and they think they're a big deal, and then you raid them and they're just like, meh, okay, hey. You know, you're just like, okay, you know, fuck you, that's fine. No, I mean, it's also like the perspective, of course, that like, yeah, streaming is pretty tough. And it is also like, I'm not streaming somebody because rating somebody because I expect them to do something for me. But it is interesting just to watch like the different behaviors, right? Like, it's fine if you don't want to, like, if I raid you, it's not like you owe me anything, obviously. Like, oh, I added 10 viewers to your viewership. Like, you don't owe me a shout out. You don't owe me recognition or anything like that. You don't owe me anything. But it is interesting to see like how different people handle it. And it's very contextual, of course. That dude could have just been having a bad day. Who knows? I don't know. Fun stuff. Little bit of inside baseball Twitch streaming, right? Yeah, you don't always understand why somebody acts the way you do. They do. You don't always understand why somebody acts the way you do. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm a bit of an asshole, but like I really try to be gracious to people, because you just never know. You never know what people are doing, what they're going through, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It just comes with the terror. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, I can blame my neurotype on why I'm an asshole sometimes, but like, besides just blaming things on neurotypes, like, I'm not worried about being a super nice person, but I like to just say, like, I try to be a kind person, even if I'm not a nice person. I wish I was brave enough to use VS Code. I'm too terrified of people making fun of me. That's like a really good tweet, Smiling Big. That is hilarious. That is so funny. That's a great like meme thing. Alt tabs away from VS Code. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I only started back on Twitter when I started streaming, and it's because I think it's because I got a little bit more used to not hating every aspect of socializing with people on the internet. I think Twitch kind of helped me with some of that. And so then I kind of figured out, okay, let me ease back into like how I could use Twitter, Zitter. Yeah. So mostly it's just me laughing, like making jokes that no one laughs at and no one likes, and that's about it. Dude, VS Code is a, like, as much as like I like to make fun of it, it is a pretty good product. You know? I mean, before VS Code, I can't believe I'm saying this on the internet. Before VS Code, did we have an editor that would work easily for the amount of languages and stuff that VS Code works with having plugins and all these kinds of things? Like, not really. I mean, like, I'm gonna get burned for that one. Tej just followed me on Twitter recently, and he's gonna unfollow me over that. He's gonna, as if he cares enough, about me. He's gonna unfollow me for that one. Yeah, I like Tej. He's a good guy, as far as I can tell. At least as a netizen. Does anybody else just love the term netizen? Such a good term. Yeah, totally. I think that's the biggest drawback. I actually was very efficient with VS Code before I switched to Emacs. I used a lot of keyboard shortcuts, a lot of things that I could do. I wasn't using Vimotions at the time. I didn't know Vimotions at the time. That's a relatively new arc for me. And it was fine. But when I went and got a job writing Clojure, I just immediately switched to Emacs because it just felt wrong. It felt wrong writing Clojure in VS Code, even though I had coworkers that do it. Like, I was just like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then of course, like a lot of the Clojure resources, Emacs is very standard, or at least it was in the Clojure ecosystem. So I originally learned Vanilla Cool and Starbucks. But yeah, I do appreciate, of course, like basically not having to use my mouse except when I want to while I'm writing code. So that's really nice. So maybe we did it, right? Like, I'm guessing we did it. We don't really know. Let's see if we run one of these. Let's run let's run from vec works. We'll start with a simple example. Cargo test from vec works. Okay. That's not what I expected. Okay, so it's not. Oh, that's why I need to print a line before. That's hilarious. Okay. I was like, why is 3 up there? That looks totally wrong. Okay. Oh, and I'm oh my gosh, I'm being dumb. I'm being really dumb. Oh, maybe this isn't gonna work the way that I have preorder traversal written, because I don't have a way without looking at the node. I don't have a way of knowing whether I'm going down a level or not. Oh gosh. Let me think about this. I was hoping that this would just be really nice, but like I need more introspection into like my actual data structure, where traversal is currently written more for like users, where all they would care about is the value. But in this case, I'm just going dash dash like further down and further down. And obviously that doesn't make any sense, because I should only be incrementing the level when I'm actually going down a level. And I don't have that data in my closure here from any environment. So there's two problems with this debug. Wow, I've already been going 2.5 hours. Okay, I didn't know it was so late. I probably need to finish this up another time. But let's just at least do this. Let's see. If we just do new line before we print, then I think that fixes our issue, but we'll see. Our one very small, unimportant issue. Okay, well, it's not the right structure, but at least we printed something. You can't play PC games anymore. Oh, because of the mouse use. Yeah, that's hard. Not to say that this is a silver bullet, but I'm guessing you've probably tried things like a vertical mouse and stuff like that. I use a vertical mouse, but it's obviously not like going to fix things per se. I like it. I find it more comfortable than a normal mouse, but you know, if you're like, yeah, if you're at the point where you're like can't even use it, then that makes sense. That wouldn't really do much for you. Okay, let me just double check messages here. It might actually be okay to go a little bit further. I'm kind of annoyed to leave this like it is, but I also need to think about, is there a way to actually keep track of my levels using traversal the way that I have it set up? I almost would need let's look at our traverse in our node. Okay, so say we had some way of adding to our stack or incrementing level. How could we do that? On each call of self.left.asref, we would have a certain level. But how would we ever decrement our level? I guess that's what I'm thinking about. Do we need to decrement our level? Yeah, we would have to, right? Yeah, that's annoying. So I'd have to like return data around like what level this is at, and so I would need like a really specialized function in order to do this. I don't think I'm missing anything. Hey, Silicone Milk, how's it going? I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think there's a way. I can't know, even if I gave the function the node, there's no way for me to know what level this node is at. It's not like, depending on like how you do your implementation, it's not the worst. Like, having a level on node, it's not the worst thing. We could actually implement it that way instead of having to calculate it. That's kind of interesting. It's not the worst thing. It's just it's all private implementation. Okay, so let's talk about why this doesn't, or no, we don't need to talk about why it doesn't work. We already know why it doesn't work. So we'll just say need to keep track of level within traverse, so general traverse doesn't work. Either way, we still implemented preorder traversal, which is nice. I mean, not that it was hard, but it's still nice to have. Yeah. Okay. There was another thing I was going to do. Oh yeah, let's just read the thing that Geo sent us earlier. Let's just look into that. I doubt it's going to fix any of our problems, but it'd be good to see. Yeah, totally, Smiling Big. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you on next stream. I don't know if you already follow me or not, but if you don't, send me a follow. Maybe you already follow me. I can't keep track of everybody that follows me. But yeah, see you next time. You already follow. Okay, cool. I don't know. I keep having this idea that somehow I'm gonna like keep, what are we at, 145. I'm gonna keep 145 usernames in my head. That's not actually, I don't think that's a real thing. So yeah, cool. See you next time. Good times. I always remember you, Geo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a mod in Dylan's stream, DM Molroy, and I'm also a mod in CM Griffing's stream. So probably one of those. Good times. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, see ya. Have a good one. Yeah, Nightshade dude, he's not a mod anywhere. This is true. If I ever do something really dumb and Prime bans me, I'm just hoping that I can whisper Nightshade dude and be like, come on, man, please. Yeah. You just need a good unban me message. It's true. I think I have enough chat history of not being an idiot, and I also sub, so the likelihood of me getting banned is pretty low. I'm also not completely stupid with what I will put into a Twitch chat. Well, I mean, people might have differing opinions about that. Yeah, please unban me. Okay, give me a lot of information there. Okay. Let's look at this fill alignment thing. The optional fill character and alignment is provided normally. Okay, this music's a little too distracting. Is that the end of the song? Okay, good deal. It was a little bit too much for reading about fill/alignment. The optional fill character and alignment is provided normally in conjunction with the width parameter. Okay, it must be defined before width, right after the colon. This indicates that if the value being formatted is smaller than width, some extra characters will be printed around it. Filling comes in the following variants for different alignments. Fill. The argument is left aligned in width columns. The argument is center aligned in width columns. The argument is right aligned in width columns. Okay. So let's look at this. I'll probably understand it just by reading this, huh? Hello, colon, left arrow 5, bang. Hello, X. Okay. That. Now, how did it, I guess space is the default fill? Okay, yeah, because then this is dash. Okay. So basically, if I had layer, oh, okay, and this is saying if it's less than 5, right? So if it's less than 5, fill it to 5. So we have kind of like a monospaced log. That's cool. Okay. See the width section. All right. With the width parameter before the colon. Oh, before width, right after the colon. Okay. See, if I just read, I would actually understand what the default is, but that's okay. I like reading the code more than reading text. Print line hello 15 format debug sum hi. Okay. Hello sum hi. And that's because they used the caret to put it in the middle. Neat. That's very cool. Okay. These are all flags altering the behavior of the formatter. Okay. I guess we should just click on width. Oh, width is up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hello, colon 5 X. All of these print X. Got it. Okay. This is a parameter for the minimum width that the format should take up. If the value string does not fill up this many characters, then the padding specified by fill alignment will be used to take up the required space. As a use size on a list of parameters by adding a postfix $, indicating that the second argument is a use size, specifying the width. Okay. Right, you could just put in width as a parameter itself, or you could let width equals 5. How did, oh, it's right there. I'm so dumb. I just didn't see it. Yeah, that is nice. Okay, we could just edit our example to use that real quick, and then maybe we would know how that works. So we would just say width, hello, colon, width, $. Yeah. And then I would have to do a format debug somehow on my actual T. I don't know how you specified debug for the thing before, but that's okay, since we're not actually doing print line. So then if I wanted to use this, instead of saying prefix, I would say colon. Well, it might help if I was in insert mode. I would say colon width. Let's just say level, because that's what it is. Colon level $. And then you would just do not $5. I would do right. So I would want to do the argument is left aligned and width columns, which I think would be this. The alignment before level, you think? Okay, let's see. Oh, it is before width. You're right. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, I see. The 5 is just the width in all the examples on the documentation. It takes me a minute sometimes, guys. You know how it goes. Okay. Right. So then this is just like this. A little bit complex, yeah. We'll see if this works. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh yeah, I need to change this now. So this is level, which is nice. But now I can't pass this here. I wish I could do this. That's if I was doing display. But I doubt I can do... Yeah, it might be a single character only. Yeah. This would be interesting if I could do this. I could always just format it separately, which might be a better choice. Okay. We'll just do that. Unless I can do this. Maybe that's where the question mark goes, but even in their example they don't have it that way, so I'm guessing that's not valid. Nope. And it's possible that it's single character only. And if it is single character only, I could do level times 2. But we can figure that out. Okay, it apparently doesn't hate that. Let's do our same... Oh my god. Wrong one. Oh no, you guys saw a Docker file from work that I forgot to close. It's really bad. Really bad. It said stuff like MMDB on it. Alright. Okay, I did the wrong side. That's fine. I figured I would have messed that up. So it's actually this way. Why is it only 1? What did I do wrong? I mean, the thing is that that's correct, but of course it's not actually correct. You saw jar files, you did. You did. Oh, because 10 is 2 characters. Ooh. Then I would have to do like a 2 string. Yeah, format separately. No, you're right. But even if I format separately, it won't matter. If I don't get the, like, length. Right? I don't know. All right. What is it? Format, macro. Okay. No, you guys did this completely wrong. I know it wasn't me. It wasn't my fault. All right. Yeah, now that I know I don't have to return anything. Wait, no, but I'm returning the result there. Now I could just save that. I know write already does format, but I have to provide. You said format separately, like you were saying. Maybe I misunderstood you. Like here, I'm just formatting the value. Oh, you can have multiple blocks. I didn't know that. So I didn't know that worked like it does for format, or for, what is it? What were you looking at? Print line? Yeah, I've never used that syntax. Okay. So this is apparently valid. I know it's wrong, but let's just look at this real quick. That's hilarious. So I can't do this. I still have to do that. Oh, in a single string? Okay. Interesting. So are you saying I would just do another one of these? Like that? Yeah, okay. Next to each other, right? Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. We can do this. What is that? 4? Yeah. Well, we were close. We were close. We went right back to exactly what we had before, but that's okay. I probably want it the other way, don't I? And of course, this doesn't make sense. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Is this like so exciting to watch? Is this it? No. Let's see. From prefix? Yeah, I guess you're right. I could do that. Yeah. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know. I'm not, it's possible that it's just me, but I'm not like processing this right. Okay, let me think through this. Yeah, I do, you're right. That could be it. Okay. Right, so the second block, the first block doesn't actually have a value, and that's what it's saying, right? The second block does, but the problem is that I don't want to print anything if my level is 0. but maybe that's what I could just like forget about and just do an if empty string. I mean, I say I don't want to print anything, but maybe it's fine. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's just see what this prints. I'm curious. Okay. So now we're up to this, and that's because we have our level plus equals 1 above. I mean, it's not the worst. And if we didn't do this above, we could, let's just not do this at all for a second. Let's never increment our level, just to see that it prints no dashes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So then, if I wanted to use this, I still need to increment my level before returning my result, which is fine because I can just say let r equals let 4 equals. Nice one. Nice one, Michael. Okay. And then r. And we don't need this anymore. Okay, cool. Well, we're back to where we started, but we learned something about debug syntax. That's cool. I'm down with that. Format string. Very cool. Thanks, Gio. I liked it. That was interesting. Okay. Interesting for me, at least. Okay. Good times. BST, non-working debug, maybe forever. I don't know if I'm actually going to go back to it. I'm not sure. I was going to do it. I wanted to do it when I was thinking about it as pre-order traversal. I was like, oh, this is exciting. But now it's like I'm going to have to implement this special function for it. And now I'm kind of like, meh, do I really want to do that? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out next time on MetaMe. Next time on the stream. I need to do level minus equals 1 before my traversal function returns. Will that actually just work? You can't just tell me the answers, Gio. You're telling me answers. It's very bad. So if I pass level in... Is that really all that it is? You don't know if it works. That would be really silly. Hold on. I don't think it's that simple. I could be wrong, though. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think it's that simple. All right. Cool. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Let's see. Very cool. I don't stream on Thursdays. I should be back. Print val, ink level, recurse print left, right, deck level. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I would still have to change. Like, I still couldn't do it in my function. Like, I couldn't do it with the way that traverse is written right now. I think that's what I thought you were saying, and I'm pretty sure that's not possible. Because I don't have, yeah, I don't have like the information that I would need there. Okay. Let me think about it. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Would it work? If I say level plus equals 1, and then level minus equals 1, and then I go to the next one, yeah, I don't think it would work. All right, cool. All right, let's see who's streaming. Let's see who's streaming. Let's see. Trash Puppy is what whoever I was lurking on before rated. She cool and all. We could rate her. I think I did it recently. Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. I probably already said it before. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. It was great. Appreciate all the chats and conversation. Felt like we had some fun conversation today. If you already did probably this one, and if you don't do the YouTube thing, or if you do the YouTube thing, there's that. And of course, if you're watching and you don't follow, then you should follow, right? Isn't that how it works? Who doesn't want to see me struggle? Intermediate TypeScript. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. Much love. Whoa, okay. Just chatting channels. How about it? Purple Elf. I've never... Okay. Let's just try looking at some... Let's see who's out there. Unless somebody has a suggestion. Let's try our friendly Emacs. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Who is this person? I don't know if I've ever actually watched their stream before. But they're doing Rust. VTuber. Okay. Yeah, sure. They seem fine. They are using Visual Studio Code. But that's okay. We love everyone. Okay. Let's raid Moscow Beach. Yep, Rust in English, doing better than Dylan. That's hilarious. Good one, Purplish. All right, see you guys later. Have a good one.